Today, we'll walk through how to sync custom data from Starbridge into your CRM. Many teams track additional signals that help them prioritize outreach. For example, you may want to monitor recent job changes for key contacts, or maintain a custom account score that helps your team focus on the highest priority accounts. With Starbridge, you can sync that data directly into your CRM so you have all the context you need in one place. In this example, we'll walk through how to sync job change data into Salesforce. Here, I've created a job changes bridge that tracks new hires, departures, and title changes across a list of my target accounts. Tracking job changes is valuable because leadership transitions often signal new priorities, budget shifts, or opportunities to build relationships with new decision makers. I want to sync information such as their job change date, the contact's previous job title, their current job title, and more into Salesforce so my teams can see those signals directly on the contact record. Let's dive in. The first step is to ensure that the information you want to sync exists as an object in your CRM. If you're a Starbridge admin, you can configure this directly. If not, work with your admin to complete the step. First, navigate to Object Manager and create a new custom object. In this example, we'll call this object Job Change. Next, we'll add the fields that store the information we want to track. Go to Fields and Relationships and create the fields you want for this object. I've added a couple examples here, including date of the job change, the contact's previous job title, current job title, as well as the type of job change. So for example, whether they're a new hire or it's a departure. We also want to associate each job change with the correct contact and organization in our CRM. To do that, ensure that your job change object has a relationship with the correct account and contact objects within Salesforce. Once these fields are created, you can also make the information visible to your team, for example, on the contacts page. To do that, go to your contacts object, select Page Layout, and add job changes as a related list on the contact layout page. Here, you can also configure which fields you want to appear. I've added job change type, previous title, current title, as well as job change date. Now you can open a contact record, edit the page, and ensure that the job changes section shows up on the contact profile. Once this is set up, we're ready to connect Starbridge and begin syncing job changes. Now that the job change object is configured in Salesforce, the next step is to connect it to Starbridge so that we can send this data back to your CRM. First, we need to ensure the new object and fields are available in Starbridge. Go to Integrations and edit Object Configuration. From here, select the job change object and make sure the relevant fields are synced into Starbridge. We can go back to our bridge and sync this data into Salesforce. The first step is to ensure we are referencing the correct account, contact, and job change data in our CRM. Add a new column, go to Configure Integration, pull data from our CRM, and first we're going to look up the correct account. In this section here, match on a unique ID by mapping the CRM field to the corresponding Starbridge column. In this example, we'll match the account name field in Salesforce with the buyer account column in Starbridge. Next, we'll do the same thing for the correct contact as we want to match the correct individual across Starbridge and our CRM. Finally, we need to reference the job change object so Starbridge knows where to write the new data. I'll configure integration again, and this time we'll select job change as the object type. In the lookup rules section, again, we need to match a unique identifier for the job change object across Salesforce and Starbridge, for example, the job change type or the previous title of the contact. And now we're ready to send the newly pulled job change data back into our CRM. Now we're going to configure integration again, but this time send data to my CRM. Select the job change object, and for sync options, we'll choose Upsert. Upsert ensures that if a matching job change record already exists in your CRM, the data will be updated. If not, a new record will be created. For the object fields mapping, ensure that the correct CRM field is mapped to the right Starbridge column. Now we'll go ahead and run the column. After running the sync, you'll see that the CRM status column updated to success, which means that the records were successfully exported. Now we can go into Salesforce and check that the job change records appear on a contact profile, for example, for Robin Daveson. And as you can see, the job change record now appears on the contact profile in Salesforce.